We are in No Limits, Texas for the Outback Steakhouse 250, the second race of the round of 8. Which playoffs driver will lock themselves into the championship for today? "167 laps, 250 miles around this track. Here we go with No Limits, Texas. I know it says Speedy Cash 400, but some of these I just used sponsors who I think would be cool to sponsor these. Next season, though, I might make it Texas Roadhouse to make it more sense. And Monday, either Monday or Tuesday, Martinsville for the trucks in the round eliminator. And then Friday the 29th, it's the championship race. So after this one, 2 races to go in the season. Yikes, just 3 races to go in the season, including this one right here. It is time to start the second race of the round of 8 here in No Limits, Texas.
You ready?
Green flags out.
All right, careful.
40 laps here in stage 1.
All clear.
And this is a great track. This track, in my opinion, better than Kansas Speedway. It's the 18 coming out of turn 4, and he's going to lead the lap. And he won his way into the championship for last week at Kansas. So no matter what happens at here or at Martinsville, the 18 is in the championship race, and he will race for a championship. Now, how the championship race works, for those of you who may not watch racing, is it's the highest scored championship contender that wins the championship. So you don't have to cross the start-finish line in first place. For an example, if, let's say, a non-playoff contender, like, I don't know, let's say there's a number 1 truck, like, in the field right now, and he's a non-championship contender and he crosses the line in first, I could cross the line in second, and as long as I'm a championship contender, I still win the championship, as the first caution of the night comes out. And had I known this was a night race, I would have started it later, but, I mean, this was supposed to be last night, but I was busy last night with other things, so sometimes I will do that. I'll make the race the next day, as the green flag's back out. 35 to go in stage 1. This second race of the round of 8 is just interesting. I'm loving it already, just like the McDonald's slogan. No Limits, Texas does have a road course, but NASCAR never runs it. Neither IndyCar. IndyCar always runs the oval, just like NASCAR. Would it be nice if maybe NASCAR ran the road course here one season? That would be interesting. Now, keep in mind, the road course you enter, from what I've seen in a map, I don't know, it may have changed, but the road course you actually enter on the backstretch and you leave the road course on the backstretch. As here's Dean. Oops. Well, what I was trying to say is here's Dean for the pass first, and he does get first. Unfortunately, we accidentally got Austin Wayne Self in the wall there, flapping our jaw. But anyway, it would honestly, in my opinion, it would be interesting to see them run a road course. Maybe make some changes to it. Make it like Charlotte. You know, make an entrance and exit here on the front stretch, and then add some chicanes to it, because this track has no chicanes, it's just the road course. So at the same time as it would be interesting to run it, I think it'd also be a little boring, because like, you would they would pretty much be using most of the oval, but with no chicanes or anything. So at the same time, it would be fun. It would kind of get old a little bit, and possibly they would probably have to make some changes to the wall too. Like, so during the off season, they would have to move that whole wall back farther into the mid track if they wanted to add a chicane or bus stop. I call them both chicanes because as we will tap the ball, they will get clear of us, and I'm probably not going to stress as much in this one unless if I just downright get screwed over. I mean, like I said, I'm in a good spot. I'm already in the championship race, so all I'm going for is a good friendship. Now, would it be nice to win at the track? Absolutely. But you cannot win them all. I don't know. Sheldon Creed won here in the regular season.
Coming to the green, driver.
That's how he got himself in the playoffs, was we're going green. Fortunately, that was at the worst time possible, because I was about to pull out my phone and read that comment, so please remain patient. I will get it out as soon as we get it out.
Still there. Got one up top.
And hitting the apron sure did not help us there. Maybe this truck behind us will give us a push. Alright, the traffic. Yep,
Still there. All clear.
Mustine. Trying to chase down Austin Waitsel. I believe Austin Waitsel is a non-playoff contender too, so hopefully Gus Steed can chase him down and lock himself into the championship. You don't want a non-playoff contender to mess with the Waitsel. We're going to go up the track, get the wall, and we're going to have to stay high and let this guy around us. Then we're going to have to try to chase him down. As we will. We're going to get into it a little bit. So, and now this is where I kind of start to stress just a little bit. Like when you have good position, and all of a sudden you tap the ball and there's like 20 spots. But then if an AI taps it, they get an instant caution. They don't lose 20 spots.
Inside. All clear.
Fine, I have dampers. That was not what I was trying to do. I did not even know you were. Okay, I was gonna say that should be a caution. That was literally like 2 big wrecks. Alright, anyway, now when we're not freaking wrecking people, let's pull this out here and read that comment.
We're going green.
And what's up, J Crush?
Down, let's go.
I had to pit just to get my damage raised. And now I just love when I get my damage raised and I get brake checked. Anyway, let's hope we can get back up there.
You got room. You're clear.
At least to finish in a good position on the stage. Need a broadcast team so I can get them realistic races. Like, I need people that will upload this to their channels and then like upload highlights and stuff. And I can just tell them who subscribe to it that wants to watch this. This season, for all 3 series, we've been racing on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and then Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Next season, it's just going to be Fridays and Saturdays. And oh, Jennifer Jo Cobb gets airborne. I believe she is a playoff contender. No, she's not. She must have been one of the eliminated trucks. Oh, no, she wasn't. She was not even in the playoffs. That's right, that was Spencer Boyd and Jordan Anderson that got eliminated. Speaking of the devil, unfortunately, Jordan Anderson not having to start to his race. As we get the green. And I actually went up 10 spots, so I'm not complaining. The only thing I'm really complaining about is when the caution comes out and they make you drive into a car. And about how sometimes the AI will check.
Alright, you're clear.
Spencer Boyd up there in the Tour
All right,
team.
you're clear. Car there on the
Unfortunately,
outside.
eliminated from the playoffs last week in the Charlotte Oval. How about that 18? Or not last week, 2 weeks ago. John underneath and check him out. Caution comes out. Okay, honestly, that is another thing that stresses me out. Like, we lose 20 positions, but then the AI does not lose it. John Hunter Nemechek for sure should be in the back end. Jennifer Jokov should be told because I hate Jokov.
Alright, you're clear.
And we're back into the top 10, so not bad, honestly. Ben Rhodes, playoff contender, up here in the top 10. How about that? And number one, you're kind of blocking the aggressive sort of stuff. And you're kind of careful. Just be careful when you block. And I don't know if we're going to win the stage. I mean, we still got plenty of... So I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that just yet. We got plenty of time to catch up to these guys and potentially win the stage. But, I mean, those cautions really helped us for sure. We got 12 to go to the stage. Caution's going to come out, so we'll have a little extra help at getting the lead here. Next season, hopefully we get better at the track so we don't end up hitting the wall as much as we did this season.
Ready.
And I'm actually looking for people to join this league. It's PS4. I really would, if you want to get into a racing league and other people are saying no to you because they may not like you driving or something, I will gladly accept you because the only way you're going to get better is if you join and practice and stuff. So, I mean, honestly, I'm looking for people to join because I'm kind of tired of racing the AI because, like, at certain tracks, they will be super speed glitched, and then literally, you may have a good lead off of them, but then they just catch up to you 2 seconds. And it's kind of annoying. I'd like just a normal race where we're all racing for the lead at once, you know. Maybe at the end, some aggression out of the drivers trying to win and then a couple wrecks, but not intentionally wrecking people. That's not what I was doing.
All clear.
But, I mean, and that's not what the fans are doing. The fans probably aren't going to watch it with intentionally wrecking people. See, this is what I'm talking about. He can literally fit down there somehow and pass me. But anyway, what I was saying is like, you know, driver aggression is okay, and honestly, I don't get why people get mad about that because honestly, if they get wrecked and you're just going for the win, it's not like it's intentional. But like, I mean, everybody is entitled to go for the win. Now, I'm not saying just dump first place just to get the win. I'm saying, like, you know, let's say maybe you're driving down the back straightaway and they come up and throw a block in front of you and you can't hit the brakes, so you end up rear-ending them and spinning them, and that's just hard racing right there. Kind of if the driver throws a block, like, just right in front of you, knowing that you're there, that kind of would be on that driver, if you think about it. So, like I said, not intentionally wrecking, but like maybe driver aggression and wrecks would make it more interesting if we get more advanced. As hopefully we can hang on to the lead here. If a caution comes out, we're actually in a good position to win the stage.
Got one inside.
Up. Never mind, we're back to second. Austin Wingself moves up to first. And yikes. Inside. Something with caution on that.
Outside.
Okay, good. They did. Sometimes, even if you tap the ball a little bit, they'll throw a caution. And the AI will win the race. And that's where I get mainly irritated when you get screwed. Just so the AI can...
Got one inside. Got one up top. All clear.
And probably not going to win this stage, but hey, third place, not a bad finish in stage 1. Probably could have got first, but I mean, you know what? It is what it is. You can't win them all, like I said. And that's really smart of that number 1 truck not pitting. only reason I pit is I make a habit out of it. You always pit at the end of the stage. That is my advice to you. Pit at the end of the stage. That way you don't have to worry about it the entire stage.
Got a car low now.
And maybe number 1 should have pitted because on the restart he would have been a little faster without that damage. And I'm just trying to get around these 2 trucks here. But I had the 1 there, and obviously I didn't want to wreck him again on accident. I'm trying to get the lead. So hopefully we can get around Dusty. He is a playoff contender. I mean, like I said, can't win them all, so even if Dusty wins this and locks himself into the championship, it is what it is. But would I like to win here? Absolutely. If I have a chance to win, I'm not just going to give it up just because an AI wants to make the championship for. Oh, and honestly, make sure that if you do join and you use a custom car, or even one of the driver's cars, make sure you use a setup that's fair enough for everybody. That's all I ask. For an example, if we just start the race, there's no way you would be, in real life, you would be around the track lapping cars in 2 laps. There's just no way. So make sure you use a setup that's fair for everybody. Now, I'm not saying you can't be fast and you can't lap cars. That takes at least quite a few laps before that starts to happen. Not the first 2 laps. And also make sure that your car does not jump for restarts every time.
Got a car low now. Clear down low.
Like, there's no way your car will be pretty much all the way in turn 1 with just restarting the race. So if that is your car and your car's like super fast like that, like I said, just make sure you get a setup and at least make some great videos. And you can race in any of the series. And I will have to put an ad out there. But you can race in any of the 3 series. Actually 4 series, I lied, because you can race in dirt, you can race in truck, Xfinity, or Cup. Heck, I don't care if you want to race in all of them. That's what I do. Eventually, though, I may go part-time in Xfinity and truck to focus on the Cup series, but I do enjoy getting extra practice at the track. And next season would be a perfect example as to why I would want to go part-time in truck, because if we go to Canadian Tire and truck, but like Michigan and Cup, I mean, realistically, you could probably fly from Canada to Michigan in a day, but like, I would rather just be be realistic about it, because in real life, if you're a driver that goes part-time in the series, you're gonna focus, like, let's say you're racing the Cup series, and if you're a driver that drives a truck series, you're probably not gonna go to the Canadian Tire Motorsport Park when you're due to be at Michigan for a Cup race on Sunday. But hey, I will go, since it's a video game, if I have to, I will go to all the tracks next season and all that good stuff. As caution will come out. This is where we get really good. The cautions, they really help. Now, hopefully on the final lap, though, a caution doesn't come out if we're not in first, because I would like to try to get, I would like to try to pass for the lead at the last minute. But like, if a caution comes out when I'm in first, I really don't care, because on the final lap, as you can see, we're good at restarting. We can get up to first at restarts. Like, this seems like a couple laps in, so we gotta try to figure out how we can keep the lead and hang on to it. And our win at the Oval, I was very surprised with it. I'm not very good at road course racing. I'm not going to lie. I'm not a very good road course racer. That's just not me. But somehow I managed to, in the final 2 laps, it was overtime, I managed to keep the trucks behind me and win that race. So I guess I need to think of it as that. Like, try my best to keep the trucks behind me. But well, not for an example, I don't know why I was going to say that, but I would rather give the, like, for an example, and I'm going to say it now, I would rather playoff contender beat me in a race than a non-playoff contender. That doesn't mean I want to, like, you know, lose the race, but I'm just saying I'd rather a playoff contender beat me in a race. And I'm hoping we can get more than one win next season. We're really good at racing. But I'm hoping I can get more than one win next season. Because some of these tracks that I won at this season, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not going to win at next season. Like Daytona, we got lucky to win 2 out of the 3 races there this season. The Daytona 500, we pretty much did the same thing we did at the Charlotte Roval in the trucks. We came out of turn 4, kept the AI behind us, and were able to win the Daytona 500. But next season, we might not win that race. Now, that's too early to say because next season does not start until December. But because I originally scheduled a 2-week off season. We were going to do the championship, have a 2-week off season, and then start with the Busch Clash in 2 weeks. But if we do that, because Halloween weekend is the championship weekend, if we take a 2-week break and then come back to racing, it'll literally be the day after Thanksgiving, and usually people have family come to their house and stuff, so that's probably not going to happen like a race. So I decided to just start it in December, the first weekend of December. And next season, we're not going to be having all these midweek races, you know, all that. They're just going to be on the weekends. All 3 series, though, will get a chance at a midweek race. There will be a couple midweek races. Like, if we go to Daytona, you know, which it's spaced out. I like to space Daytona out. But let's say, you know, we got, for the next 2 races, it's Daytona. We could go there on a Sunday and Wednesday. Or like Canadian Tire for the trucks, we could go there on a Wednesday. And I don't know, maybe I want to race the Indianapolis road course in the Xfinity Series. We could go there on a Wednesday night. The Truck Series season and the Xfinity Series season is going to have more road courses than the Cup race. For the Cup Series, they're going to have the Charlotte Roval and Sonoma. I believe those are the only 2 road courses on the schedule. But for the weekend of the Coke 600 for the Cup Series, and this is a little look at it, I'm not going to scroll through the schedule. Instead of running the traditional oval like the Truck Series 50 Coaster, I thought it would be cool if I added a Charlotte Roval race in the regular season. And then in the playoffs, they race the oval and the Cup cars race the road course and the others. And who knows? We won the Charlotte Roval this season in the trucks. Maybe we'll win it again next season in the trucks. We'll have to see. But like I said, some of these tracks I won at all 3 series, it might not happen next year. And that happens to even real drivers. Like, for example, Chase Elliott, not a lot of people like him right now, just like not a lot of people like Kevin Harvick. But anyway, Chase Elliott won the Daytona road course last season in its debut. For the Cup, because the Cup has never ran there before 2012. And then this season, he didn't win. Christopher Bell did. So, I mean, just because you win at a track, you have a good chance to win. It doesn't 100% mean, oh yeah, I'm going to go to this track and I'm going to take the checkered flag. The Dirt series, though, I would gladly do some part-time racing. I'm not going to race all the time in that, but I would do some part-time. There's 24 cars, so all I have to do is find 24 drivers. Because the reason I say 24 is since I'm only doing part-time, I'm not always going to make up that 24th car. So somebody else will. I'll probably, what I'll do during the off-season is I'm going to be practicing because I have a new number for the truck next series. Next season, I don't have just a new number for the Xfinity series. I have a brand new car for the Xfinity series next season, which I will do a couple of live streams. I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to be testing my Toyota Tundra for next season. And I'm going to be testing so I'm keeping the Tundra, but I'm going to be testing my new Xfinity car. I'm not going to spoil it just yet. As I want you guys to get an opportunity to see it on the test track. We'll take these vehicles to road courses. I think we'll practice here in Texas. But the first track we should go to since it's the first race of the season is Daytona. And testing that. Gotta make sure it's really nice and fast. Get into the wall.
You got room. You're clear. High five and third.
Okay, so we got third in both stages, so that's not bad. Gustine won stage 2. I believe he won both stages actually, so Gus Dean, I can tell, is going to be a real threat. So if we're going to try to win this race, we got to make sure Gus Dean is out of the picture. And I'm not saying, like, oh, spin him out for the win. I'm just saying, like, we got to make sure he's out of the picture.
We're going green.
If we're going to go for
Be ready here.
And honestly, more on the lines of ones to watch. You got me, who finished third in both stages. But the one people are going to be watching the most is Gus Dean in that third too. I mean, he's been impressive in this race. He won both stages, and now he's just looking to win the race. We got 49 laps of wheel course.
Inside.
Let's get out of Matt Crafton there. Oh, we turned Matt Crafton. But I don't even know how that spun him to the right, because like I said, I brushed against him and then let off of him, and then it just like spun him to the right and straight into the wall. You would have thought that would have sent him left. But like, anyway, let's just continue. Blake Greenfield not clear off the tip. I mean, he's up in second, so he's moving to watch. Whoa, 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 whoa! Blake, man. It's all over the place, so most likely he might get DQ'd for unapproved adjustments. Because that truck is all over the place. So basically, if you're a playoff contender and he wins the race, your best bet is to finish second. Because he's probably going to get DQ'd. And just so you guys know how DQs will work with humans is, you get 3 resets a race. Unless if it's a hard enough hit or over, then you're just out of the race. But if you go over those 3 resets, that technically counts as unapproved adjustments. So you will be DQ'd. Obviously intentionally wrecking people. Here's the deal. Retaliation is fine, but if people don't wreck each other in the first place, at least on purpose, then we won't have to worry about retaliation. And I'm going to tell you guys something now, who's ever watching. Don't be that one person that literally, if you know it was an accidental wreck, don't be that one person that tries to get someone in trouble for, you know, maybe, oops, he accidentally tapped your truck trying to pass you, and it spun you out, so you're going to try to get him in trouble. Don't be that guy. Because lying is not going to make things any better.
All around. We're going to go high now. We're all around.
And we are going to have to pit eventually. So let me figure figure out how many laps left in the race, pay attention to this time, and I will make my decision as to when I'm going to pit. I never pit. I mean, when we get humans in here,
Yellow flag.
then yeah, I will. I'm going to pit now just because. When we get all humans in here, then yeah, to be realistic, you're going to have to make green flag pit stops and give up the lead, regardless if you want to or not.
Coming to the green. Almost ready.
But
Green down.
as a race of the AI, I'm not really sure that much. Just trying to go up, just got to us, or just trying to cross the wall or something. 76 to go. Yeah, we're still going to have to pit.
Car outside.
I just pit to see.
All clear. All right, you're clear. Car is outside now. All right, clear outside.
Yeah, these trucks are a little glitchy. I'm not really sure what's up with that, because we were having a good race, and all of a sudden the trucks just got glitchy.
Clear high. Clear high. Road clear. Take time there, driver. Clear high. Clear high.
Xfinity Series is up next.
Caution.
As caution comes out. So we got back some good positions, 11 spots since the restart. And to who's ever watching the stream,
We're going green.
sorry about all the job.
Be ready here.
Trying to get play-by-plays.
All right,
Hoping you understand how it works. So we're going to make a pass for Joe Dobbin. Unfortunately, she's been in the back ever since we got into the side over there. That was not our fault, as
Clear high, clear
it
high.
happened under caution. As, oh, Dusty back here.
All right, you're clear. Hold your line.
So
One
currently,
outside.
Dustin is out of the picture as we get up to 11th place as the caution comes out. Still got quite a bit to go here. And I'll have to see if the Cup race tomorrow is going to be 334 laps. I might just do 50% normal and then wait to do 334 laps until next season. I've been doing that a lot lately. Instead of running 500 laps at Bristol, we ran 250.
Clear high, bud. You got room. You're clear.
Just because now that I'm back in school, I don't have a whole lot of time on my hands to race, and especially, you know, if I ever have to bring some.
Still there. Clear high. Clear high.
Anyway, if I ever have to bring some,
Careful.
I
Still
can
there.
do that. So. I mean, the playoffs for next season should not be until close to summer. I should be just about graduating
now.
when the playoffs start.
Got one down low now.
Probably not next season, but the third season. We're probably going to add 2 races here in Texas. Or 2 regular season races. There's 2 races.
Hold your line.
I want to add 2 regular season races.
All clear.
67 laps. Get 49 laps in here, so let's get it under 49 to go. And then we'll get we're up to 3rd.
Yellow flag.
And 2 non-playoff continues in 1st and 2nd. Who is going to win at Texas? Sheldon Creed could win and lock himself in if he could get up to the front.
We're going green. Almost ready. Green out.
Restart's going to help us.
Clear high. Clear high.
64.
Got one up top.
And we're going to take the lead away from yourself.
All right, you're clear. Clear high, bud.
The double zero. They do have momentum. goes.
Yellow's out.
And
Back her
caution
down.
comes out.
All right, you're coming to 3. Be ready here.
I like what it says on the back of
Yeah, let's go. Don't
Western
your line.
Texas.
Over the side.
60 laps to go. This sure has not another 108 laps. But it gets to there when cautions come out. It takes 3 laps off each
Yellow's out.
caution.
Back her down.
That way there should be 57 to go now. So each caution it takes 3 laps off. So it has not felt like 108 laps. Now,
All right, be smart out here. Going
but
3.
it
Ready. 3 down. Let's go. Clear high, buddy.
And for those of you who want more information on the league, I would tell you that in our league, once we get all humans in here, we're going to have our own cautions. So, like, we will actually be doing the pace laps and stuff. And if you do want more information, and you have a PS4,
All right,
add me. My gamer tag is the channel name.
3 down. Let's go.
I will go in a private chat and explain.
All clear.
There's 54 laps to go here at No Limits, Texas. And all we gotta do is get it under 49 to go. Then we can get gas and have a look to go check. Usually the final lap is where they start to get more faster. So while I may have a green lead off here now, well, did have a green lead off.
Hold your line.
That doesn't mean that on the final lap we have a green lead. Self-power's back up front and caution comes out. So 50 laps to go. From No Limits, Texas.
All right, you're coming to 3. Be ready here.
Green flag.
Got a car low now.
18's gonna go back to the lead.
All right, you're clear.
Like I said, if caution does come out on the final lap, I'm in the lead. But at the same time, even if I'm not, as long as I get a good finish, I really don't care.
Caution.
And now is a great time to pit because we have 47 to go. That will be back to 20 because I did have the damage.
Coming to the green, driver.
But a couple of cautions I should have.
Ready. 3 down. Let's
As we
go.
get the green.
Got a car low now.
And Natalie Decker's range check. So I said we turn into the 54. Send him spinning. So damage. Yikes. Not what we wanted already.
Almost ready.
Green flag. Well, not that much damage. When it says arrow at the bottom of the screen, that's when you know it's trouble.
Bottom clear.
00. Main contact was there. Or ambulance.
Careful, still there. Clear high, bud.
By her though. And now we're going to pass Decker, who is a playoff contender.
All clear.
And she might
All clear.
be in
All right,
a
you're
much
clear.
situation heading into Martinsville if she's not careful. As that number 1 truck finally moves to the lead.
Clear high, bud. All right, you're clear.
Gonna tap the ball a little bit.
Inside. All right, clear low. Still there.
makes a
on the
moves.
outside.
That saves it. That number 4 truck, as long as he finishes in the top 10, he is above that cut line. Heading into
All the way to
March.
the wall. Clear high, clear high. Going down low now. Car high, careful. Keep it steady, driver, 3 wide.
Let's let off the lower 10.
Clear high, bud.
Back into the top 10.
Inside. Clear low.
Oh, you made contact with the 13, got in the grass. Whoa, the 10 brake checks.
Clear low.
And caution comes out as the trucks go crazy. The 10 got brake checked by the 4, I believe it was, and it was on.
Coming to the green.
Getting ready for the restart.
Ready.
Green flag.
All clear.
And all the 18 wants to do is escape. He's AI.
Careful, still there. Top spring, use it if you need it. Stay low, stay low. All good.
Now we're trying to chase down 68 or clean. 37. Yeah, we did. Oh, we gotta get into it. Big crash for the number 1 truck. 2 big crashes for him tonight. And that is an example of a crash that would take you out of the race if we had all the cars here. And if the 1 truck was in the Ben Rhodes trying for his 3rd win of 2021. If he wins here, he locks himself into the championship. And has a chance to try to rebound at Phoenix. And if the 18 truck who won at Phoenix wins there again, he wins a championship. If he doesn't cross the line first, but still finishes 2nd, and the other playoff contenders are like in 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and 6th place,
You ready?
then he wins the championship.
All right,
28 laps to go. I apologize about that strip across the street. I have been getting the spam. I'm not getting
careful.
I have 2 races. Plus another football game we stream on the race. Xfinity race we stream on Twitch. If you want that, I will put that down in the comments after the race. We're only doing 50% of the rest. I'm gonna stream it for y'all. And oh, pit roads and around we go.
Power's called to caution.
And I think because of all that damage, now would be a great time to pit because we still got a lot of laps to go. And that was an example of a realistic crash right there. That's about the most realistic crash that you can get in this game. And I won't be surprised if that's featured in my highlights.
Let's go.
So we got in a crash. The question is, can we rebound now? We've done it before. We rebounded from a crash and then won. From a crash and then won. That was in the Daytona 500. And then we did it again in the Coke Zero Sugar 400. The Cup Series.
That one inside.
Those both were obviously in the Cup Series. And that was a great game. I didn't think I was going to win it. I thought I was done as the one truck, holy moly,
Got a car high now.
just up there into that other truck. Caution comes out. And Natalie Decker in very big trouble here in that 44. She's outside the top 10. The top 10 makes you above the cut line. So you got to get into the top 10 if you're in this round of 8.
20 laps to go.
20 laps remaining. We're already back in 15th place. That's good as Justine leading the race.
Alright, you're clear.
On his way into the championship 4.
You got room. You're clear. All clear. Alright, you're clear.
So here we go. We're back into the top 10. So, I mean, but luckily for the win at Kansas, we were never below the cut line. So
Alright, you're clear. Car high. Careful. We're all
thank
clear.
you, Kansas, for that win. And the reason why I say win, even when we finished, I believe third, is because it was a random player, kind of like here, that came in, and I did the scoring based off of the people in the league, so that put us in a first-place victory. And second place was DQ.
driver. You ready?
Luckily for all that, so we really don't have just Kansas to thank for that. We have that one driver to thank, and that other person to thank for the win at Kansas.
Alright, you're low.
That put us in a great position to keep us above the cut all these times.
Alright, you're clear.
Now I just gotta chase down these two. Really, this has been a great race for me. In my opinion, this is the best race I've ever ran. And we'll have to see how we run at March on Monday in the event. 15 to go, and just trying to move up to first place here. Hopefully Dusty can win this thing, because I really don't want it to go to a non-playoff contender.
Outside.
There's the level 0. Jump back up to second. So if we do get the lead, we gotta make sure Gus Dean stays out of the picture if we're going for the
Yellow's down. Back her down.
So yeah. And 7:30 is kickoff for that other summer league playoff game between the Cardinals and Seahawks.
Ready?
I will explain more about that and why I call it that in that stream. So in there, you'll understand why. I'm not going to explain it here.
All clear. Clear high. Clear high.
As we make a move to first, and that 00 and 32, we have to try to keep behind us.
Inside.
99 event roads is a little glitchy. But, I mean, he better hope he doesn't get DQ'd. So, hopefully he makes sure he gets
coming to the
glitch.
green.
If
Almost
he gets
ready.
DQ'd, then that puts him below the cut.
Hold your line. Got one
And
inside.
potentially in a must-win situation anymore. 8 laps to
Careful,
go.
still there.
Let's run some good 8 laps.
All right, you're clear.
Past Rusty on the high side. I don't think so. He's going to take second.
Careful, still there. Inside. All right, you're clear. Careful, still there.
Double zero just ruined our chances at going for the lead there.
Stay on the bottom here. Careful, still there. Got one up top. Clear high, bud.
Now we're going to need a caution here this time because
Inside.
well, we're going to get it and going to have to pit. Dang it. So from 7th all the way to the rear.
All right, you're coming to the green. Almost ready.
I'm not going for a bad finish.
All clear.
I ran good in stage 1, stage 2. I'm going for a good finish.
Clear high, clear high.
3
Hard
laps
from
to
the
go.
outside, outside. You got room, you're clear.
Already
Hold
into
your
the
line,
back
got
of
one
the top
outside.
10.
All right, clear outside. Bottom's looking good.
Natalie Decker makes her way into the top 10.
On the outside now.
Unfortunately, sorry Natalie, I'm gonna have to give that to you.
2 to go.
Because like I said, we're going for a good finish. Unfortunately, going to be a little disadvantage for us too because we're
All right,
not
be
damaged.
smart out here. Going green. You ready?
Green flag.
All right, you're clear.
2 laps to
2
go.
laps to go. Still there.
Everybody knows the goal here. Get the lead at all costs. Even if we don't, make sure I play off the
Clear high, bud.
white flag, 1 lap to go.
White flag. Bring it home.
And Ryan
Inside.
finished
All
third.
clear. Car outside.
Oh, yeah, we're going to finish third. So Dusty has
Inside.
not Dusty
All clear.
has won his way into the championship pool. How about that? 4th place finish. So that was a good one, actually. Lost a point, so stage. How about that? Not a bad finish. That was what we were going for initially. So we'll go on to Martinsville with a nice finish here at Texas, and we'll have to try again next season to try to get a win here, but we ran pretty good here today. 3rd place in both the stages. Unfortunately, 4th place here at the end of the race. But what it is. That's a good finish, and I'm not complaining. Alright, let's try again in the Xfinity Series. But first, and that is the Twitch I just put down there. If it's somebody that already has it, then they just ignore that. But Gus Dean gets it done for his second win of the season. He won at Richmond 2. And he has just now guaranteed himself a spot in the championship 4. So unfortunately, the 4 truck is still below the cut line. Oh, and that puts Grant Enfinger outside of the playoffs. There we go. So 2 total wins for Gus Dean this year. 1 in the playoffs, and then 1 in the regular season. And that does it. Xfinity Series next.